Ever wonder what it feels like to get lost? In a place where the very air seems to whisper your name? Tonight, we'll take you deep into the darkness, where the line between reality and nightmare begins to blur. So, grab your flashlight and hold on tight as we dive into some of the scariest, most mysterious, and spine-chilling.
Lost in the haunted forest.
It was a quiet afternoon when Sarah decided to take a hike through the old forest near her town. Known for its haunting tales, the forest had always been the subject of local legends. But Sarah wasn't afraid, until the path she was following disappeared. As the sun started to set, Sarah's phone lost signal. Panic set in as she realized she had no idea how to get back. That's when she heard it, a soft, distant voice calling her name. She spun around, but no one was there. The wind began to pick up, and in the shadows, something moved. Sarah ran, but no matter how fast she moved, she couldn't escape the sensation that something was following her. She never made it out. And to this day, people say her voice can still be heard, lost among the trees.
The mysterious phone call.
It was 3 a.m. when Luke received the call. The number was unknown, but when he answered, the voice on the other end was unmistakable. It was his sister Emily, who had vanished a year ago. Her voice was shaky, desperate.
Luke, help me. I'm lost. I can't get out.
But before he could respond, the line went dead. Frantic, Luke tried calling her back, but no one picked up. He was on the verge of calling the police when the phone rang again. This time, it wasn't Emily. It was a voice, cold and unfamiliar. She's not lost. She's never coming back. The line went silent again. Emily's body was never found, and to this day, Luke wonders if that call came from the other side.
The forgotten house.
There was an old abandoned house on the outskirts of town. Everyone in the area knew about it, but no one dared go near. It was said to be cursed, built on land where strange things had happened for centuries. But when a group of teenagers decided to explore, they thought they could prove the stories wrong. Inside, the air was heavy, thick with dust and decay. As they moved through the rooms, they found old photographs on the walls. Photos of families who seemed to have vanished without a trace. In the attic, one of them stumbled across an old journal. It belonged to the last resident, a woman named Margaret, who had mysteriously disappeared. As they flipped through the pages, they found entries that became more disturbing, until the last one simply read, "They're coming for me." When they tried to leave, the door wouldn't open. The windows were sealed shut. They were trapped. And the whispers, they started again.
The vanishing traveler.
Derek was a hitchhiker, and he'd heard the warnings about the lonely stretch of highway that cut through the mountains. People claimed that travelers who stopped there never made it to their destination. But Derek was different. He didn't believe in superstitions. That was until the night he stopped for a ride. A car pulled up, a sleek black sedan with tinted windows. The driver, a man in a dark suit, said nothing but nodded for Derek to get in. As they drove through the winding road, Derek glanced at the man and noticed his eyes were strange, empty, hollow. The man never spoke a word, but every time Derek looked away, the landscape seemed to change. Before he could say anything, the car pulled over and the man silently gestured for Derek to get out. Derek stepped out only to realize the world around him had vanished. The highway was gone. There was no sign of the car, no way to return, no way out. And to this day, Derek is still lost, somewhere between reality and a nightmare.
The lost journal.
In a small, dusty corner of an antique shop, Anna found a journal that caught her eye. The leather cover was cracked and the pages were yellowed with age. As she flipped through it, she realized it wasn't just any journal. It was a record of strange disappearances and unsettling encounters. The entries spoke of people who had gone missing, always in the same eerie circumstances. Lost places, forgotten roads, and a shadowy figure that seemed to follow them. The final entry in the journal was the most chilling. It read, "If you're reading this, it's already too late. The lost don't come back, and now they're coming for you." Anna laughed it off at first, but that night as she lay in bed, she heard the sound of soft footsteps outside her door. When she checked, there was no one there. But on the journal's last page, something had changed. A new entry appeared. "You're lost now." So, what happens to those who get lost in places they shouldn't be? Are they swallowed by the darkness? Or do they fade into the shadows, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul? You've heard the stories, the lost ones, the cursed places. But remember this, every story has a truth hidden within. The question is, are you brave enough to find it? Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and never wander too far.